It's
My
coming from a different
buddy
angle.
sent me that Fauci video like, yeah, 2-3 days ago, and like I didn't get around to it yet. So
Well, it's part of the balancing of like, like I don't want COVID to take over my life. It's already like that's what they want to do, right? Like I mean, this is kind of it's in everywhere you go, everything you do. It's just like the psychological effect of it, and it's I think one of the best things that I found is just try and keep a normal, what you considered normal routine before this thing kind of came out, right? Just try and keep towards that because it's going to feel more sane. I mean, I'm hearing people saying, what day of the week is it? They're like losing their minds, they're just sitting watching Netflix all day. So, but yeah, yesterday we were sitting and our instructors here are like pulling their hair out because they really want to engage on a live platform where students are sitting in class and they're showing stuff to the students, and if there's a problem they can address it right away, and kind of everybody else gets involved, and it's not a recording that you watch like a movie and it's passive and then basically it doesn't sink in, or and it doesn't, a recording doesn't always stay up to date, right? So so we're trying to get the stuff up and running in the classroom here and trying to get some kind of live with Zoom. And you would think, this is it's not that complicated. I mean, we need a camera, put it to a whiteboard, get the students to like, show their faces kind of thing and see the screen anyway. But the platform that we've decided to use doesn't allow for basically live streaming. It's only recorded stuff that students are basically disconnected from one another. They're working on their own individual pace. They might step in for just a get together for like a couple of minutes for the morning, and then they do their own thing. And this is becoming the new norm now, where and the instructors were kind of the good instructors. It was interesting. The good instructors were complaining, saying that the quality of that type of education produces a low quality of character, and when you just kind of feed videos to students and you kind of let them sit there and be passively involved, and they're not going to write questions, they're not going to get back to you, and the newer instructors were kind of like, oh, this is great, I don't have to really do much work, I can just put it online.
They don't have to do anything.
Yeah, and it's just interesting how you sort of pick up on the major fundamentals.
Success. Right. What's success?
Yeah. And so yeah, it's pretty scary to see that the new generation, if this becomes, and all of the universities are going online now, and how that's going to make and it's not that it's going online, it's that it's not live. It's not live. You can't have interaction. You can't have a community discussion. There's none of those kind of degrees, and that if you compare just like University of Reason, with the autonomy class and so on, like how it's become alive. It's not just because I've done a lot of online courses and it's just like this video you go through and stuff, and you write down little points and so on, but there's no interaction. And how different this is, right? Where we actually interacting, we're having questions, dialogues, and we can interrupt and kind of ask questions, and how that's really part of the real development of the mind, of getting dialogue with a group. So the good instructors recognize that, and they're like, this is going to be terrible, right? Like we got students that are basically coming in here privileged, they come out of school and they're like, oh, everything should be sorted, organized, and really the instructors, the good teachers, the way they see it is that these individuals are still like larvae, they're still kind of worms. And they need to go through like a pressure process where they put them in the cocoon, and then hopefully they get strong enough to break out of the cocoon and they can fly away. Because when you're out at sea and you're 6 months, you're just waking up and you're a robot. You're 6 months for, basically like 12-hour days. You look out at the window and it's just blue sky and blue water, and that's it. You see that for 6 months. And things go wrong. And when things break out at sea, you can't just all of a sudden be like, oh, I quit. I quit. I want to go home now. No, you have to fix that. It's got to be done, right? And it's a character development that's more important than the skill almost. And that, anyway, so that's kind of the argument here is that they really see a major, and I'm afraid to say, but I don't think we're going to go to normal again ever. I don't know. It'll be scary to see us not filling these classes up, but I won't be surprised if we run on like few classes and never see these classes full again. I won't be surprised. So yeah, I don't know whatever.
Yeah, I know it's bleak, man. Just even this last week, yeah, like new types of coronaviruses that are even more contagious are popping up.
That's just fear porn. They're just trying to listen. It's going to
Dial it
break.
up.
People are not going to tolerate this shit, and that's